Hello and welcome back to Deb's Cosy Kitchen. It's a very, very cold day today here in Wiltshire. I hope you're keeping warm wherever you may be across the country. I thought tonight I would make cauliflower cheese for our supper because I sort of run out of ideas of what to cook. I don't know about you, during the week I think, oh dear, what shall I cook now? So I'm going to do a little bit of a souped up cauliflower cheese. So I'm going to put into my dish, first of all, I'm going to put on the bottom layer some tomatoes. So they've just been sliced up tomatoes, nothing fancy or special about them. So let's move that over there, then you can see what I'm doing. There we go, that will go in there. I'm then going to add a few bits of bacon. It's rather nice, just have a little bit of crunch, a little bit of saltiness in your cauliflower cheese. What I'm going to do while I'm doing the rest of it, I'm just going to put my frying pan back on the heat and add a little bit of olive oil to the bacon fat that was in there, because I just suddenly thought I need to spice this up. What shall we have with it rather than a jacket potato? So I've got some mashed potato left over, and I've literally just chopped up some onions very finely, and I'm going to make them into potato cakes. Just like that, very simple, mashed potato, onions, and then into the pan to fry nice and slowly. So I'm going to put a couple of those in like that, and then I shall get on with the cauliflower cheese. Let's put those in. Might as well do them all while I'm here. I had a very, very lovely day yesterday. My friends, for my 70th birthday, which you've all heard about and probably all bored about, as my family are, gave me some lovely vouchers for kitchenware. And so I went shopping with my friend and bought some amazing things that I would never, ever normally buy because I can't afford to. But I got a lovely Le Creuset dish with lid. So it comes with a nice lid, a lovely colour. A butter dish, another iron cast dish, jugs and all sorts of wonderful things. So I'm very excited because I'm using all my new kitchen stuff, which some lovely, lovely people have given me for my birthday. So I'm now going to put the cauliflower in. So I chopped the cauliflower up and boiled it just in salted water. You don't want to overcook the cauliflower though, because it's nice to keep it a little bit crunchy. So that's sitting like that, and just keep an eye on those potatoes. Now to make the white cheese sauce. So in my pan here, I've already melted probably about 2 ounces of butter. And what I'm going to do is now add to that a couple of tablespoons of flour to make my roux. So that's going in there. Roux, they're very, very easy to make. It's literally melted butter and flour. And don't be afraid of it if it goes a bit lumpy, because you just get your trusty, what are these called? I can't think what they're called now. Anyway, trusted one of these and you'll get all the lumps out of it. It's all interesting, you're suddenly thinking, what is that instrument called? Can't remember at all. So I'm just going to, what you must do though is cook the flour out in the butter on your stove, because otherwise it won't taste very, very nice. That's a very important bit to do. So now that's done, I'm now going to start adding some milk. I suddenly remembered it's called a whisk. Yeah, I must be getting very old if I can't remember what things are called. And I'm now stirring that round with my spoon. What I'm going to do is try this. This is another present, and apparently with a flat whisk you get all the lumps out, which is rather exciting. Oh yes, look, I'm going to hold that up. And that really does work really, really well, if you can see. That's whizzing it all up. Not like a balloon whisk, but it does change to one. This just keeps it all, gets rid of all the lumps instantly. I'm just going to do that. I'm just going to turn it down a fraction because I might have it a bit high. And that's all cooking beautifully. Just going to look at these potatoes now. Let's have a look what they're doing. Oh, those are looking nice. Just turn those over, and then I will show you. Okay. I'm going to turn those right down to number 4 now. because those are browning really nicely in the frying pan. So I'm just going to leave those. It's a total experiment. I've got no idea what they're going to taste like, but hopefully they will be delicious. So I'm just stirring all this out. Then I need to add some salt, a bit of salt and some pepper. I'll leave that out for seasoning, just in case we need to add a little bit more. So add some more milk. And then I'm going to add some cheese to it. That'll be lovely. I've got a mixture of cheddar cheese, and I found a bit of Leicester, red Leicester in the fridge as well. You can put any cheese that you like in it actually. I mean, you can even go very upmarket and put in some brie or camembert, because it all melts really nicely into your sauce. So I'm not going to add all of this, because I'm going to keep some for the topping. So when we pop it in the oven, it goes nice and brown. So I'm just going to add a bit of the cheese and leave the rest for cooking. And while that's doing, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my oven on. I'm going to put it on to 180, and I'm going to let that warm up. So when this is all ready, I can just pop it straight into the oven to cook. And then that will be fabulous. There we go. So I hope everybody's keeping warm, and it's very important actually to make sure you eat lots of hot meals. So things like casseroles, soups, everything full of nutrition and lots of vegetables, and keep eating your fruits as well. But it is important to have one really nice hot warm meal a day to keep the cold away, especially if you're working outside. And you know, it's important to do that because you burn up so many more calories when you're working outside and it's cold, and you want to make sure you keep yourself nice and safe. So this is nearly done now. I'm just going to get a spoon and taste it for seasoning before I pour it over my cauliflower. That's delicious. Absolutely delicious. I'm just going to add a tiny little sprig of salt, because that will be going over the cauliflower. The cauliflower's been salted there in the water, so that will be nice. You don't need to add too much. I'm just thinking I might just add a tiny bit more, and then pour that all over the cauliflower, and then I will add the cheese, and we'll pop it in the oven, and then we'll go back and check these potatoes. I think it's a very old recipe actually. I seem to remember my mother doing it as well many years ago, and she was a great one. Anything you had in the fridge, you can turn it into something, and that's really how I cook as well. Anything you have in the fridge, you can always use it to turn it into a dish. So there we go, that's adding the cheesy white sauce, like that. That's all done. And then over the top of it, I'm just going to sprinkle some more of the cheese, so when it bakes in the oven, it goes the most beautiful golden colour. And that will only take 15 minutes in the oven. Doesn't take very long at all. That can go in, and my new dish, and that's nice and hot. And then we will come back in a few minutes, see how it's cooked, and also look at our potatoes. So this has now been in the oven for 20 minutes. Let's have a little look and see how we're doing. Oh gosh, that looks and smells absolutely delicious. So I'm just going to serve a little bit up, bubbling away. You can see all the bubbles, absolutely lovely. And then you've got the bacon, and then down at the bottom we find some more bacon there. And then we find the tomatoes nestled in amongst the cauliflower and the bacon and the cheese. And then I'm going to add one of our experimental potato patties onto it, and see what this all tastes like. So let's try the potato first, because it's not quite as hot as the cauliflower. Dip it in some of the sauce. Oh, Those are absolutely delicious. And this cauliflower cheese is perfect. So if you mix it all together with the potato, the cauliflower, a little bit of bacon and the sauce, you get the most delicious, delicious flavours. Hot. And that is extremely warming for a very cold, cold and now wet November evening. Please try the recipe. I do hope you enjoy it, and let me know through the comments if you do enjoy it and you try it. Lots of recipes coming up on Deb's Cozy Kitchen, including a brownie, chocolate brownie, cherry and raspberry trifle for Christmas. So all those recipes will be coming up in the next couple of weeks with the build up to Christmas. Have a wonderful evening wherever you are, and enjoy your supper with lots of love from Debs.